with the work. If you're in a leadership role, you need to actually just take the idea, go back to your office and decide, is that person, should they be working on it? You could decide that by, if the person came in with charts and graphs and a presentation, then maybe they should be working on it because they really thought it through. But if the person just gave what I've been told is called an empty suit idea, a suit that's empty because you got to put the person in the suit to do the idea, then you need to determine whether or not that person is the right individual based on their current workload, their skill set, and maybe they need to work with somebody else on it that's going to be better. Okay, so you have to make sure that you don't punish people. And confusion. People need to know that if you have a disengaged employees and they have no clue of what's going on, how is it they're going to continue to give you ideas? Because they don't know what's happening. Maybe they've given ideas and you never gave them feedback. Or you've given an idea and you never received feedback. How many more ideas you're going to give and not get feedback? Probably not many. So you have to make sure that there's clarity around the idea sharing and also around what's happening in the organization. If you're going to move any of your goals forward, you might have to say, you know what, we're gonna need to innovate around these two or three things. As soon as you set your goals for, has anybody set their 2020 goals already? Yeah, so as you're looking at your 2020 goals, look at them and say, okay, these two or one we might need to do some really smart creativity and innovation around this so that we can reach this goal. You need to actually start looking at goals in that manner. Give yourself some distance from things you're working on. Sometimes I'll write something, I'll be in the zone, I'm writing, and I go back, and I don't even remember how much I wrote. I'm like, I finished this is great, it's awesome, it's genius. And then sometimes I go back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? I was tired. But, you have to give yourself some distance. So you give yourself time and distance. You work on something, you go back, and then you can add more creativity in the middle of that.
I attended Shakira Brown's session on creating innovation and sparking innovation and creativity in your workplace, and it was fabulous, very practical, great ideas I'm going to be able to take back and start implementing immediately, which I love.
I always say, as a branding person myself, that you should rebrand every 2 to 5 years. You should do something. Tweak the logo, messaging. Some places are, I've been talking to some people and I've heard that some have gone 10 years without updating their brand. It's a little scary. But branding is a big part of the content marketing scheme of things. Okay? And the brand is not just your visual identity. It's also making sure that you're in line with your mission, vision, and values. There is probably, I went on to quite a few of the websites. I did a little research before this event. I saw the attendee list. I looked at some of your websites, not all of them, but most of the associations have mission, vision, and values. Everybody agree with me? You have mission, vision, and values. How often are you referencing those in the things that you're doing? Are they just a page on your website, or are you weaving that messaging into everything that you do? Because here's what happens. Someone goes to your website to find out if they should become a member or become a partner. They may read your mission, vision, and values that one time, and that's it. If you are to live your mission, vision, and values, you should be weaving that into every other thing that you do. So if it's an event that you're supporting, say it's a philanthropic thing that your organization decided to wrap your arms around some other organization that's philanthropic in your community, then you should tie that specifically to a value statement that you have, or your vision or your mission. Figure out how to make those messages tie together. And that's what really is part of the story marketing process. Story marketing is inviting stakeholders into an intimate relationship, really getting to know you, okay? So you need to be clear on who you are and what you want in order to attract and retain sustainable stakeholders. So here's the thing. I always say mission, vision, and values just is who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to be perceived. So you should embody that in everything that you do. So it's important that your story marketing program actually feeds off of that. And this might be something that you haven't even thought about, is that these mission, they're there, those mission, vision, and values, they're there. It's part of what you see. It might be something that you say before meetings. I have no idea. But if it really does mean something, then please make sure that you're weaving it in. I definitely feel like there's an opportunity that all of you can take to really make your websites more exciting, to provide more information to a younger generation. I'm hearing that some organizations are having trouble getting younger generations to join. Is that true? It's people in this room. You know, you have to appeal to people who may not necessarily they don't know that they need you guys yet, but they want a way that they can, so that they can network or be a part of something bigger. And you have to find those stories to attract them. And that's why it's important that you put this information, like I said, on a blog or any other space on your website that does not have a password protected area. This is the recipe for any story. In fact, there are 2 Hollywood franchise movies that are been telling the same story for 50 years. One of them is Rocky. Granted, the first 7 to 10 movies were just about Rocky Balboa, but it was the same thing: hero, challenge, satisfying resolution. Now there's a whole new crop around these Creed movies. Same story: young man, who he's had some adversity, overcome, has a satisfying resolution at the end. I always say Stallone and his writers, they're all geniuses. They're telling the exact same story over and over again, and we're all buying tickets. I'm still crying. The Creed movie made me cry just like Rocky did. They're still doing it, okay? And then there's other franchise that follows this formula with different characters, Star Wars. These people have been doing the same thing for 50 years almost now. It's almost 50 years of the same hero, challenge, satisfying resolution. So I'm using those 2 as an example so that you don't say, well, we just can't keep doing that. Apparently, yes, you can. You can still follow this formula. It works. It makes a lot of money for those 2 franchises.
Yeah, John Thompson with the Mensa Foundation. I attended Shakira Brown's session on content marketing, and let me be clear when I say this. And she understands what marketing is, what it's going, or where it's going, and how to get there. She's really special. You should listen to her.